Hello, greetings, and welcome everyone to this rather odd comparison video for two cars that most people wouldn't really associate. I made this video because I'm on my journey to find my next vehicle, and since I already know you guys are going to like the video, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you love the video, please subscribe, and I'll make sure to, at the very least, make sure that you guys aren't disappointed. Why am I making this video? I love cars, basically. I love them almost as much as I love a good video game or astrophysics video. I love cars because I enjoy seeing how their growth and development shape and change the world around us in interesting ways. Since my very first car, I have been a 100% true, down in my bones Honda fan, and from the mid-90s up until the late 2000s, I could tell you what was in a Honda just by listening to the engine note. B series, K series, H series, all the series, I could tell you what was in the car just from hearing it. So as someone who ate, slept, and breathed Honda, it was basically inconceivable for me to be in a position where I was gripped by a car company as quickly or as completely as I was with Aptera. Better question, why did you guys click on this video? To see if I'm a little loopy? Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Fundamentally, as I mentioned before, I like the philosophies for both companies. For Honda, I've always understood their design philosophy to be very driver-centered. They essentially want someone driving their car to have as little distraction to the experience of driving as possible. The fuel economy, the approachable price, perfectly weighted simple steering, light overall vehicle weight, and overall absolutely fantastic driving dynamics molded me into a die-hard fan for my nearly 2 decades behind the wheel. For Aptera, I first saw their idea for what the future could be, and a switch turned on in me that had not been flipped since college. I saw a vision for a future that I wanted to help build long ago, a future that I desperately wanted Honda to embrace. Cars that defy the mold. Make the most efficient car ever resonates with me fundamentally. You see, the year I turned 21, I saw Tesla for the first time, and I was floored by how far the battery tech had come, and I said to myself, why, it's just a matter of time before Honda does that. They could absolutely make this happen in 5 years. 14 years into that wait, I thought that maybe, just maybe, Honda's interest in practical, cheap, fully electric vehicles was less intense than their want to refine their current formula, or at least it was way harder than I thought, so I truly debated getting a Tesla to replace my Type R. 5 minutes into the video I'm finally mentioning the Type R. But that was not meant to be. I wrecked my Type R and did not have the money saved for a Tesla. That is a long, annoying story involving a lazy salt truck and a patch of ice. I may make that video later on, but that will depend a lot on you guys' interest in that story. Anyway, the very next year, a YouTube video by 2-Bit Da Vinci called Why This Car Never Needs Refueling put me onto Aptera's vision. That vision struck a chord in me due to my engineering background and my want to help influence positive change in the world, so I went to go look at their site. Their claims were outlandish, optimistic, and right up my alley, so I took a look at a few more YouTube channels from their ambassadors, and long story short, I don't think I've ever placed an investment so fast in my life. The only reason I didn't place the reservation at that moment was I was deeply invested and wanted to own the new Type R, and I was clinging to what was, in my opinion, no less than the best car I had ever driven. It did not help that recently the new Type R broke the previous Type R's track record at Suzuka shortly before I started writing this script. The last reason I decided to make this video myself was I have not seen any videos on Aptera's website or any YouTube channel really about a side-by-side comparison of an ICE vehicle and the Aptera. I'm just hoping I managed to do both cars in spite of their not being released some justice based on what I have seen on paper and meaningful predictions based on the company's histories. So let's jump into that comparison and see where it leads. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. Besides raw emotion and intrigue, why in the world would I consider these cars at the same time? Keep in mind the specs I'm about to share are for the current Type R in production. So the new Type R, especially because of it knocking a second off the current Special Edition Type R's lap record at Suzuka, will be at a higher level when it comes to most of these specs. As you can see, these two vehicles have a lot more in common on paper than what one would initially think. Their only really big difference is the width and the number of comfortable occupants you can fit in them. Now, please note that this is a gross oversimplification boiled down to the points that matter most to me right now, which in no particular order are: can it fit in my garage, is it fun, and can it carry stuff? But these vehicles are really a lot more similar than they are dissimilar when you don't take drivetrain into account, in my humble opinion. This may change as we learn more details about both, not to mention I have not ridden in an Aptera or the new Type R for that matter. The Type R is, in my opinion, a modern marvel when it comes to cargo capacity for its size. Some of Honda's own large vehicles have less cargo capacity, and this bad boy is still a 4-seater. For Aptera, this is the major rub for me when it comes to their vehicle. The car only seats 2 people, which is in no way a deal breaker as a grocery getter or a commuter, but if I want to take my whole family to dinner so they can rant and rave about our cool electric car, I would have to do so one additional family member at a time. Although since it's so efficient, I'm not opposed to that idea. The storage capacity is on par with the outgoing Civic, and if some of the more recent rumors are to be believed, it will have more cargo capacity as the iterations of that car become more real. I watched a variety of safety tests for the outgoing Type R, and all I can say is it is an extremely safe vehicle, and it only got safer as it aged and integrated more features from its more practical, less expensive variants. As an example, I wrecked my Civic Type R by sliding on an ice sheet and totaled the car completely. I popped the rods for the steering column, I bent the frame, I crumpled the hood, I blew all but the driver's side airbag, and my only injury besides unwanted tears for losing my favorite car was a rug burn on my knee from where I tensed up and put my leg against the center console. They say that because of the shape of the car being very rigid and egg-like, and the materials they use being stronger than steel, this is the strongest car body ever manufactured, so the level of safety, in my opinion, has to be higher than the Type R, because even with Honda's new metal folding and bonding technologies, they were unable to make a similar claim. I watched the video that leaked for the new Type R on the ring so many times that if I had recorded it on a VHS tape and watched it that many times, pretty sure that tape would have broken. Yeah, where my millennials at? Yeah, that one was for you. The outgoing Type R was my jam. From an aesthetic point of view and the way it speaks to my inner boy racer, the Civic Type R is perfection.
Greetings from the future. Man, if you thought that old Type R was nice, you should see the new one. The interior, the exterior, the reveal they did, the music. Ooh, man, if you thought you were excited about that car before, you're definitely going to be excited now. Yeah. Oh, too much? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. Okay, that was interesting. Anyway, the Aptera.
If you were going to ask me to sit down 10 years ago and draw what I thought was the car of the future, I'm 99% sure I wouldn't have drawn anything like the Aptera. The car is so far and beyond what I imagined a future car would be, yet so logical when I sat down to think about it, that I find it hard to think that there will be a cooler, more advanced, more efficient car in the near future. It's just that good.
Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta break in one more time. You know the Gamma presentation that's coming up for the... You heard about it at least, right? Yeah? So it's gonna be bigger, it's gonna be more efficient, it's gonna have a better crew cabin, it's gonna have more space in it, it's It's gonna interrupt your video again, huh? I'm sorry. I'm just too excited. You can go, you can keep going if you, yeah. You can keep going. Yeah. Go ahead. Hey man, can I do this video, please?
To me, a fun car is one that you can engage with and become one with. A fun car allows you to get a reasonable amount of feedback from the road without dislocating the discs in your spine. While I'm driving it, I want to have a big silly grin as I laugh maniacally around a sharp turn that I'm going unreasonably fast through. The reason I was drawn to and am drawn to the Type R is that it checked all the right boxes and managed to do so while being practical enough for my wife not to scold me for owning it. The Aptera seems like the unfettered, instant, and constant power of an electric car, coupled with the lightness of a smaller car like a Civic, and after driving a Tesla and thinking to myself, man, if only this were lighter I would buy one, I am all the way here for it.
Yeah, I really don't know. I made this video in hopes that by sorting out my thoughts and coming to a logical set of steps, I would get to a conclusion that would be concrete and finite. And I will say that without a doubt, this decision didn't get any easier. In fact, it kind of got a little bit harder as time has worn on and new things have been revealed, as my future self keeps reminding me. Yeah, things have changed and have stayed the same at the same time in my mind. I still find myself wanting the unadulterated fun of the Type R, but I am also enamored and surprised and intrigued by the prospects of where the Aptera can go. And yeah, it's only up from here, and supporting that company in their endeavor feels like a natural progression for me personally because of, again, how I feel about changing the world and how much I like engineering. Yeah, it's all there. So I'm torn emotionally between both, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Yeah. Man, let me tell you, I already know what you're gonna pick, and I still don't know the best car for you right now. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I did it again. Okay, he's less than helpful. Yeah, congratulations for making it to the end of this video. For those of you who have not seen my channel before, welcome. For those of you who have seen my channel before and have noticed that I'm a bit more animated than normal, that is because I am very passionate about both of these car companies, both of these vehicles, and I want to impart a little bit of that excitement onto those who have not heard of the Aptera. If you love this video, consider subscribing, as I plan to make more videos like this in the future. I plan on being more myself on camera. I also plan on doing some kind of eventual road trip to take the Aptera out, or to take the Civic Type R out and just do some fun. Whichever one I decide to go for, I'm going to do the fun that pertains to that vehicle. I might take the Type R to a track, I might take an Aptera on a camping trip or a cross-country road trip, something like that. Yeah, man. So yeah, there's a link in the description. If you felt the pull of the Aptera like I did, you can go ahead and set your reservation down. The reservations, based on the link that I put down there, are discounted by $30, so you can do a $70 reservation instead of a $100 reservation for the Aptera. Yeah, check those links out. I put all the interesting little bits and stuffs that I used as consideration for this video into the description, the places where I got the videos from, the YouTube channels therein. All the links are down there. So yeah, thanks guys. Comment down below which one you think I should get, which one you think would be the better choice from both a fun standpoint and from a I guess a responsible standpoint. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I am Jeff the Christian Gamer, and I'll catch you guys next time. Man, if you think the old Type R is cool, wait till you see the new Type R, the interior and exterior. They just like revealed it and stuff. Oh, the reveal music? Fantastic. And you know what? The best part about it is I messed up those lines completely. Okay. Greetings from the... Ooh, I got the phone in my hand, so I can't really do that one, can I?